Hello everybody, this is Daniel Babis. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. We cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé. Alright, so let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about Deavan Clegg and Jihoon Lee and what is going on with this couple, guys. If you guys watched last night's episode of The Other Way, you have seen what exactly happened, which is that a whole bunch of drama resulted from Jihoon supposedly allowing Drusilla to run off into the street, and everything just kind of exploded from that situation. So we're going to be talking about that today. I want to touch on a few things, guys, because I feel like there might be some misinformation or some miscommunication that is put out there. So I would like to explore this topic in a little more depth, and I would also like to talk a little bit about cultural norms and how that perhaps played a part in this whole thing escalating the way it did. All right, now first off, Deavan Clegg actually posted an update on her Instagram because according to her, not the whole sequence was caught on tape. So she posted an update on her Instagram just to let viewers know exactly what happened. So according to her, she says that she wants to make it 100% clear that they did not catch on film what Jihoon said to me, and it wasn't shown. The footage shown was a glimpse. I was putting Taeyang in the car and he was texting on his phone. The time you saw her run wasn't the second time she ran, which is what caused the fight. So I'm guessing she's meaning that it was the second time she ran. I'm not really sure. I understand what she's saying there. She ran off and a car almost hit her. And instead of grabbing her, he turned around and started screaming at me in front of my mother for a while. None of that part was caught on film, and I feel like this made tonight's episode confusing because you guys didn't see the footage that wasn't caught on camera. So you guys don't really know what happened, and she's very upset about that. Well, I have to say that the reason why she's putting this out there, guys, is because a lot of people have come online and they have actually started criticizing Deavan Clegg because her behavior, I don't know that a lot of people really understood where she was coming from, and this is the reason, guys. Deavan Clegg has raised her daughter Drusilla. Jihoon Lee is a small part of her life. He is not there in the US when most of the parenting takes place. So it is very hard for a child, if you guys have any children, it is very hard for a child not only to respond to you, but to respond to other strangers. Children rarely ever respond to other strangers. So a lot of the criticism that is going towards Deavan's way is basically, you and your mom were there. Why did neither of you do anything? Why did you rely on Jihoon to take care of the situation when Jihoon is not even really a parent in this case, since he is not there? So a lot of people don't really understand that part, and Deavan's explanation actually doesn't really explain that side of the equation. So based on what she's saying, it seems like there was a pretty lengthy timeline, so it seems like at some point she would have been able to actually do something about it. She didn't, and she is not only laying all of this blame on Jihoon, but she was ready to break off the relationship. And not only that, but Deavan's mother, Alicia, she went on a massive tirade at Jihoon Lee, and she basically lambasted the poor guy. And I actually feel bad for him in this case because I feel like Jihoon had the best interest in his heart. I just feel like there was a communication breakdown basically in this case, and somehow all of the blame is coming on to Jihoon. Now I feel like just the way that Deavan and her mom they spoke on the show and what they were saying, I actually feel, I have to say, guys, I feel like they were trying to deflect blame for a situation where they could have had a part to play and just dump it all on Jihoon. And I feel like all of this is actually premeditated, guys. If you recall, it was last week or the week before when Jihoon had to take out $3,000 cash in US dollars to prove to Deavan that he's serious about the relationship. Many people, myself included, saw something in Deavan at that point, which was that she was ready to call off the relationship if Jihoon was not able to come true on that promise, which he did. And basically there was kind of a sigh of relief on her face, but it was more like confusion. You could see it in her face that she was not necessarily crazy about going through with this relationship. Well, since then, of course, Jihoon managed to get a new apartment, and basically things are looking pretty good once again. And Alicia, Deavan's mom, basically she actually said that the new apartment is actually too good to be true because it is going to ruin her chances at getting Deavan back to the United States. Now, we know that Deavan is back in the United States already as per her YouTube channel, so this is a non-issue really, but what she said actually is very interesting because it makes it look like Alicia isn't necessarily super interested in things working out in Korea for Deavan and for Jihoon, but she seems like she is more interested in bringing her daughter back to the US, and that is her #1 priority. Now, I have to say, guys, I haven't been a fan of the way that Alicia has comported herself. I think she has comported herself poorly. I think that she has had poor manners, and I think that she did not do any research in terms of Korean norms before going there with her daughter. Now, I will also say this, guys. When Deavan was yelling at Jihoon, in Asia, guys, I have been to Asia, I have been to Japan, I've never been to Korea, but I've been to Japan, I've been to Taiwan, I've been to Thailand, I've been to many Asian countries. In Asia, guys, it's different. It's not the same as in the US or as in the West. One of the things is that you don't make eye contact. Now, you saw when Alicia was kind of yelling at Jihoon, he was looking kind of down. This is not because he's weak or because he can't take the heat. This is because in Asia, it's a sign of disrespect to look at somebody else straight in the eyes. This is just the truth, guys. You just don't do that. It is frowned upon. It's not something that you do. The other thing that you don't do in Asia, guys, is you don't raise your voice very often, ever. It is not something that you do. I was in Japan some 2 years ago, and I was at Disney, and there was just a situation, something was just really, really bugging me, and I started raising my voice out in public, and everybody literally turned their eyes on me. No one ever does something like that. And I will say, this is what I'm trying to get to. Because no one really does that, it is not a part of how they behave. It's not a part of their cultural norms. And what that means is that a person's psyche, a person's brain, isn't wired exactly the same as a viewer that is watching the show from America or from any other Western countries is. So we, as people from the West, will look at it and we will say, oh, look, Jihoon, he started yelling at her, instead of running after the kid. Well, that's because once you start yelling in Asia, it just disrupts the way that your whole mental processing works. And this is basically what happened, I believe, in this case. I'm not trying to make excuses for Jihoon, guys, but I'm just explaining what maybe some other people might not be aware of. Now, my issue with that is that Deavan, haven't been to Korea before, haven't been to Asia before, being with a Korean guy, I feel like she should know better than to yell at him and then to put all the blame on him that he wasn't able to kind of handle the yelling and he responded poorly. Once you disrupt someone's kind of like vibe or whatever, they will react poorly to any situation. That is just normal because they are flustered. And this is how someone in Asia can get flustered with a lot of yelling, a lot of noise. And when you saw Jihoon, actually, he went and he kind of sat by himself, and then his mother came to comfort him, and he said there's just too much noise. That is exactly what I mean, guys. He is not used to this level of screaming, of drama. This kind of thing really disrupts his inner well-being, and you can see how he was affected. So this is all I have to say, guys. There is a massive miscommunication, cultural miscommunication. Now, also, I want to say this, guys. What I said before about Alicia not being a fan of Jihoon and kind of wanting Deavan back to come back to the US, well, I feel like that kind of mentality, that kind of nitpicking mentality, I feel like that is rubbing off on Deavan, and I feel like both of them are looking for any possible holes, any possible weaknesses in Jihoon and his family, in the whole situation, and as soon as they find a small hole, they want to rip that hole, they want to turn it into a massive crack, they want want to put an explosive in there and just create a massive mountain out of a molehill. And I feel like this is exactly what they did here. And I'm not sure if Deavan is committed to this relationship. I'm not sure if she loves Jihoon. I'm not sure that she wants to be with him. And I feel like she wants Jihoon to actually fail. She wanted him to fail in the $3,000. And I feel like she wants him to fail in anything, because I'm just not sure that she wants to be in this relationship. And look, guys, I'm not sure if it's because of Alicia's fault. When Alicia was going on about, you know, the whole situation, she basically said that if you kill my granddaughter, I am going to kill you. I have to say, she is being really, really confrontational. I'm not sure that this is the way that you talk to a son-in-law or someone that you are supposed to love and supposed to include as part of your family. This is very confrontational. This is more how you talk to an enemy, I feel like, than to someone that is a part of your family. So I really lost a lot of respect, I have to say, for Alicia when she said that. And I also kind of lost a little bit of respect for Deavan. I had a very good opinion of her before. I thought that she had a very good head on her shoulders and everything. But I'm not sure how I feel about her after this whole ordeal, because I feel like she handled it very poorly. And I also feel like her mother really handled it very poorly. The other thing, guys, is that we all knew that Jihoon Lee was a work in progress, meaning that, you know, he was a guy that wasn't settled even though he is 30 years old. We all knew that, guys. So we have to have reasonable expectations in order for him to succeed and evolve as a human. I feel like Deavan and her mom should have had the same expectations. They're constantly telling him, actually belittling him, you know, on camera, telling him, oh, you better get your stuff together, you better do it, and so on. I find that really disrespectful, and I find like it's belittling him. I know that the guy is flawed. I know that he has a lot of issues, and he's had a lot of issues from the get-go. I know that he's lied in the past, and he is not perfect by any means. I understand all of that. However, right now, I feel like he is trying as best as he can in his own way to become a better person. And I feel like as Deavan, I'm not sure that you can really expect much more than that, which is just to try to be better than what he was before. Even though I'm not his biggest fan on any other day, really, but in this particular situation, I kind of feel bad for the guy, and you can see it on his face that he is trying very, very hard, and all of this, the severity of the situation, which I feel is aggravated by Deavan and her mom's behavior. The severity of the situation is just really, really weighing down on him. And I feel like he feels like there's no way out. There's no way he can satisfy Deavan and her mother. There's not much he can do, even though he is trying, which I feel is a sad thing to see, really. A lot of people will just dump the blame at Jihoon's feet. Some people will feel like it was Alicia and Deavan's blame. Look, I'm not exactly sure. This is just how I feel, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, guys. I want to start a conversation about this because I feel like this particular situation is a perfect example of how cultural miscommunication can actually lead to much graver problems if it is not dealt with properly, like in this case, it was definitely not. So look, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you guys on the next one.